Hi everyone, welcome to the channel. This is another video from this C++ interview series, and in this part 4 of the series, I'll discuss about 3 important topics. Firstly, I'll talk about what is call by value, and then I'll discuss about what is call by reference and what are the differences among these two. And the last thing that I'll talk about, what is operator overloading and how it helps to achieve compile time polymorphism, right? So with the help of this operator overloading, we can achieve compile time polymorphism. Let's start with the first topic, what is call by value. Here I have written a function called swap, which is taking 2 arguments, and these are integer arguments. And when we call this function swap from our main function, so basically we are passing the value, not the reference. So what does that mean? Here we are setting x equals to 1 and y equals to 2. So for x and y, some memory will be allocated, right? Let's say this x is stored here and y is stored here. So whenever we are calling this swap function, we are not passing this address of x. Let's say address of this x is 1000 and address of y is 1004. So we are not directly calling with the address. We are just passing whatever the value is here. So what is the value? 1. And what is the value over here? 2. So here 1 and here 2. And this one we are passing to this swap function. So whenever it is coming here, so for this swap function, another formal memory will be created, and here in this memory these are stored in stack memory, if you remember. So let's say this memory is 2000 and this is 2004. So this value will be copied to 2000 location and this value will be copied to 2004 location. And suppose we have just swapped inside this and we are trying to print here. If you try to print here printf and just you print a equals to %d, and if you print here, so it will be printed 2 and 1, right? This print you are going to get it from this swap function, and where it is printed? Inside the function. And if you try to print inside the main here, so it will not be altered. You will get the same value 1 and 2. So that is why it is called call by value. And if you see the call by reference, I have redefined here the swap function, and in this case it is taking the reference of that variable. It is not taking the value. So whenever we call this swap function from the main, we have to call it by the reference, means directly we are passing the address. So its address was, let's say 1000 and this address was 1004 for y. So we are not passing the value here. We are passing directly this address. So now this reference which is coming into the argument of this swap function will point to the same memory location. A is going to point 1000 and B is going to point 1004, right? And now if you print inside this swap function, you are going to get what? You are going to get, previously it was 1 and 2. So now you will get 2 and 1. So just ulta. And in main also, if you try to print here, it is going to give you the same value. X will be replaced by y and y will be replaced by x. So this value you are going to get from main as well. So directly we are updating the same memory location. So this is the basic difference between call by value and call by reference. And now I am going to talk about operator overloading. When I say operator, it's a normal operator that we do with any data type. So in built, let's say we are having data type integer or character or anything. So I am taking a variable called x equals to 1 and another variable I am taking integer y equals to 2, and I want to do an operation for this. So sum I want to calculate, sum equals to x plus y. So what is it going to give us? It is going to give us 1 plus 2 equals to 3, right? So this operation is performed by whom, and who is deciding what to do? So compiler tells we have to do add operation. And how it understand? Because these are inbuilt data types, character, integer, float, long. These are inbuilt data types, and for these compiler is able to understand, okay, I have to do add operation, or I have to do subtract operation, or I have to do multiply operation. But if I do the same thing for a class, let's say I have a class called A, and for this I am creating 2 objects, A1 and A2, and I want to take the another object called sum, which will be the summation of these 2 object data variables. So these 2 objects will be having some data inside it, means attribute I mean, that I'll explain in this video just after this. So let's say I want to perform this operation A1 plus the A2. So this is not a inbuilt data type. This is a user defined data type, right? Our classes are user defined data types. These are not the inbuilt data types. So this operation cannot be performed by the compiler, and compiler will give us an error, right? So to make compiler understand, we need to define some kind of function so that compiler will understand, okay, I have to do plus operation, or I have to do subtraction operation, or I have to do multiply operation. You can write for everything. I'll just explain about how to write with plus operator. Later you can explore for minus operator or multiply operator or anything. I have taken an example here, and we are having class called player, which is having an attribute called score, where I'll store how many runs a player has scored. And inside this I'm having a constructor for this player, which is taking an argument how many run that player has scored. And inside the main I have created an object called Rohit, who has scored 20 runs. How many runs? 20 runs he has scored, and Rahul has scored 40 runs. And third player object I want to create, let's say third player I want to create Kohli, who has scored 60 runs, which is the summation of Rohit and Rahul, right? So if I just add these two, so it will come up 60, which is scored by the Kohli. But in this normal scenario, this is not going to work, right? This is not going to work because compiler will not understand how to deal with this plus operator for the user defined class called player. So for this, we need to define it. So how can we define? It is very simple. So I have defined a function over here which will do the add operation. This operator keyword I have used here, and with this just I have added the plus operator, and which will take reference for this player class. And from main, when we are calling player Kohli equals to Rohit plus Rahul, right? That's what we are calling. Rohit had scored 20 runs and Rahul had scored 40 runs. So what will happen here? So when we are calling like this, so for this Rohit, compiler will understand, okay, we have to do plus operation, and it is having this function which we have added in our class. So now compiler will able to understand, okay, I have to do plus operation, and we are having this function for this. So this Rahul object will come here, and this object will be updated. So simply this score, this one, it will be taken from Rohit's score. Rohit object is having a score value of 20, and Rahul object, this is the Rahul object, it has come here. So this from this object dot score will get the Rahul's run. How many run Rahul has scored? So this 20 and this is 40. So which is coming into this resource dot score, and we are going to return it. Plus operator function itself, we are going to return this resource. So which will be assigned to whom? This resource will be assigned to Kohli, right? So after doing this plus operation here, it will be assigned back to Kohli, this resource. So this was the explanation of this plus operator. You can do this operator overloading for subtraction and any other operator. You can redefine it. That's it for this video. I hope you would have understood this concept of both call by value and call by reference. And second one, I had explained it about what is operator overloading, right? And for this operator overloading, you can define many operators. You can define function called operator plus, you can define operator minus and multiplication and many more. So these provides operator overloading. What we are doing? We are overloading here. So this is a concept of compile time polymorphism, because the function names are same operator, but it is differing for its signature. We are using different operators here. So that's how its signature is differing, and these are resolved at compile time. So that is why it is called compile time polymorphism. Let me stop it here itself, and thank you so much for watching this video. Let me know in the comment box if you have still any doubt. Stay tuned, and I'll see you soon.